God, Trap Geek, King Von, friends become enemies. Yo, R.I.P King Von, man. I was rocking with you heavy, my boy. Still bump you heavy. I rock with my boy Dirk too, so it's forever love. Sorry you had to go out that way, but we about to see what's going on.
People told me you and Youngboy was beefing or something like that.
They said something about
it. What happened?
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same issues and holes and there. You know how the internet will try to make it, but it ain't nothing too serious, nothing that you should worry about.
5 people were shot overnight in downtown Atlanta. 2 of them died, and now investigators are working to figure out what led up to the violence.
Just keep breathing, cuz.
Hold on,
you got it. My fault.
Yeah.
Man, he's shot. What you mean, wrong side?
Alright, what's up, everybody? We're gonna talk about this King Von situation. Rest in peace. It's tragic. Everything that could have went wrong that night. Von was shot in the parking lot of the Monaco Hookah Lounge right in the center of downtown Atlanta. After this huge brawl with Quando Rondo's crew and a couple of undercover police. Everything was captured on surveillance cameras with multiple angles. And I've seen so many rumors and fake stories circulating. The stuff about Dirk buying all the tickets to Quando Rondo's next show. News sites posting Snapchats from a fake Quando Rondo account calling King Von Queen Von. That's all fake. We don't have to invent stories. Reality is already crazy. People don't even know. There was almost a second shootout the night Von was killed. After the chaos in the parking lot at the hookah spot, both crews rushed to the hospital and went to the same one. That's why Quando Rondo went immediately to Instagram Live when he got to the entrance at the Grady Memorial.
Yeah, bro, how do you figure all this out, bro? You detail, my brother.
Just keep breathing, cuz.
I feel like I'm watching a documentary.
And while they moved Von's body on the highway 8 miles from the hospital
what is he like? Y'all seen this? What he trying to say that Quando was helping Von when he got shot? Is that what they trying to imply?
Atlanta police were in the very same hospital charging Quando Rondo's boy Little Tim for the murder of King Von. Now not only is Little Tim fighting this felony murder case, but something people don't know is he's already fighting a conspiracy case in Georgia. After this year-long investigation took down a trap house in Savannah, confiscating 15 pounds of kush, $16,000 cash, and a bunch of guns. And if you're online,
yo, bro, like why y'all be getting all this rap money and still be doing all this stupid shit? Like, explain. I don't get it. It don't make no sense. You got mad money to do mad other shit and still get the bag. Like, you don't gotta be that way when you got the bag. You don't gotta be that way no more, bro.
NBA
you live another way and still be valid.
For Von's death. We saw close NBA Youngboy affiliates going immediately to IG Live as soon as it happened, laughing at Von being killed.
The joke's on you. This now you getting wrapped down. Yeah.
So that's that Von pack. When I seen he got popped, all I could do was laugh.
Shut up, y'all Instagram niggas,
now,
bro.
We're gonna get into
niggas be mad disrespectful, like the way niggas talk on death. Like that shit not even cool, bro.
But before we do, check out my song of the day. This is my guy.
But I fuck with my boy Youngboy OD too. Yo, I better not get copyrighted for this, bro. Come on, man. Playing the whole fucking next song.
Shooting that video, dressed up as the guy who killed him, Little Tim. He's been wearing bulletproof vests everywhere, getting all these shows canceled. And what makes the situation worse, at one point,
Quando Rondo, bro,
were cool with each other.
63rd nigga, some dirty ass.
Damn, it really be like that.
That's a video from a year ago of the two of them before a show in Atlanta, cracking jokes and making fun of Von's ops together. But realistically, this relationship was not gonna last. And yes, NBA Youngboy is involved.
Youngboy, the YB situation was just too real, just too good. All of us got a real bond, so I don't f that music shit, like, you feel me? This shit is way deeper than that.
The reason Youngboy is mentioned in this is because he has ties with both Quando and Von. Quando was the first artist signed to Youngboy's Never Broke Again label. They've been real close ever since, making music, doing shows. They even tag team jumped their own security together. And when Youngboy was beefing with Kodak Black a few years back, Quando showed his loyalty by going on IG Live and burning Kodak's merch.
Man, it's up.
Man, we on some NBA shit, man. Tell them to come send me shit no more, man.
He even went to New York and got into a brawl in Brooklyn with Kodak's artist Tutu G's. According to Tutu, Quando got slapped. People were throwing chairs. It was chaos. Now, thankfully, nobody got hurt. But the beef
said just beat the shit out of Quando.
And Young Boy's got a huge list of these industry beefs with people he doesn't get along with. One tension that was slowly building behind the scenes was with him and a new artist out of Chicago named King Von.
What Young Boy talking about on this song, bro? You talking crazy on this one.
Oh, yeah?
What song?
He ain't like that.
What song you talking about?
You got Cap in your raps.
At this point, Von was just starting to get hot. He had Crazy Story 1 out, the buzz was slowly building. And in March of 2019, Von went on Instagram Live to say that YoungBoy was lying in his raps. YoungBoy fans were quick in the comments, spamming him to apologize or something was gonna happen to Von in 48 hours. Fast forward a couple months to December of 2019. Lil Reese, who's super close to Von, comes out and says he would never do a song with YoungBoy. After fans were asking him for a collab, we could see these lines being drawn real quick between O'Block and YoungBoy's
don't fuck with YoungBoy though. Like, whoa, like what's all that about?
Check this out.
A lot of niggas really don't fuck with YoungBoy. He made good music. I don't know. Like they know each other.
Fast
forward,
so I don't know. Again. 4 months
we just know what we
these
see.
Photos surface of Von holding hands with YoungBoy's ex-girl and baby mama, Jania. At the same time, Von was tweeting subliminals about posting some other dude's girl, doing stuff that would have him stop claiming his kids. It didn't take long for YoungBoy to match that energy and go out and do a song with King Von's ex-girl, Asian Doll. Both of them using each other's girls as props to get at one another. And the whole time, people like 600 Breezy from Chicago were hyping Von up, saying stuff like, I love what you're doing, we know what you're doing, hashtag Rapper K. So he's saying Rapper Killer. Basically, he's cryptically talking about YoungBoy, who then responded indirectly but super directly at the same time by saying, I'm gonna make sure my son F's your daughter since you're trolling. Now this tension kept building and building behind the scenes. Von's even got subliminals about YoungBoy on this new album he dropped last month.
Bro. Like I gotta get up just to tell about these niggas to see if this shit for real.
Like from Louisiana, and the other dude doesn't know it. He's rapping that gangster shit. Now he's gotta show it. So when the news hit last month that Von got killed in a confrontation with YoungBoy's artist, theories started to circulate that it was YoungBoy who ordered the hit. 2 days after Von was killed, a fan uploaded an old unreleased song from YoungBoy and titled it like it was a King Von diss called Let Them Shots Off. Now this was pure clickbait, but the video still managed to go to number 8 on trending on YouTube. And it's not about King Von at all. And I saw fans starting to go back into YoungBoy's catalog, reading into his lyrics, looking for clues. One song in particular, they claim predicted Von's death 2 months before it happened. The song is called Dead Trolls, and at one point in the song, YoungBoy talks about planning to rob somebody in Atlanta. He talks about leaving his ops dead and mentions D Rose being away from the Chicago Bulls home. You connect the lyrics, King Von was staying in Atlanta, he got killed in Atlanta. D Rose was a point guard for the Chicago Bulls, but in Chicago Drill, D Rose was an infamous O-Block shooter who got 40 years for a murder. He's been shouted out on numerous tracks by Chief Keef, and even Von, who's got photos side by side with him. And this song Dead Trolls just happened to drop shortly after these photos surfaced of King Von holding hands with Jania, YoungBoy's ex-girl. Now, before we get carried away, no, I don't think this song predicted Von's death 2 months before it happened. I don't think YoungBoy cooked up some Louisiana voodoo to make that happen. In reality, the Atlanta line could be about anybody. Half the industry's in Atlanta, and YoungBoy beefs with half the industry. Jada Youngin, Fredo Bang, their beefs are well documented. Both of them got tension with YoungBoy, and both of them record in Atlanta.
You trying to tell me all these niggas is gangsters? I can't believe it.
Von's manager says this incident was personal between Quando and Von.
This has nothing to do with YoungBoy doing a song with
I watched this shit too. I ain't gonna front. I done watch that whole shit.
This had to do with Von being the person he is and Ben. He don't like all that sneak this social media stuff.
And as those tensions escalated between both camps, word is Quando had been talking shit behind the scenes about Von for quite some time, to the point where Von said if he caught someone from that camp, he was putting hands on. And this music industry's small, you're gonna run into people, especially in Atlanta. That's where all the good studios are, producers, label offices. Quando Rondo's from Georgia, Dirk and Von are both based out there too, so this was only a matter of time. Now, The Monaco Hookah Lounge is right in the center of downtown Atlanta.
Nah,
King
Atlanta
Von's been
like
to that
that.
spot before. It's a popular place, but it's also a red zone for shootouts. 3 people have been killed at this place in the last year alone. That's why there were undercovers patrolling the area that night and at the venue. Now, the first reports that came out were confusing. The news said that undercover police had shot Von. We even saw dispatch calls from Chicago
I remember all that going on IG. I remember all that going on IG. No funny shit.
Had shot Von.
Because when Von died, I felt that shit, bro. I ain't gonna stop. I felt that.
Last night in
I really bumped
Atlanta,
on some
police shot King Von and 2 of his people. Social media is active with, they're upset with the police. So if we have any jobs in Parkway, send 2 cars. Keep your eyes open. Be wary. They're not happy with the police over there.
They're not happy with the police.
3 separate crews were involved. Von's crew,
niggas is never happy
Quando's
with the
crew,
police,
and the undercover police. Now, nobody knows what set Von off, but Von's manager says that night he wasn't himself. Von was celebrating his album release at Opium nightclub a few hours earlier. He was supposed to go back to his Airbnb around 2:30 in the morning, but he suddenly decided to switch routes midway and go to this hookah spot on Trinity Avenue about 10 minutes away. Now, Von cannot carry weapons himself. He's been fighting that case with Dirk in Atlanta for close to a year. They got strict guidelines to follow, but he knows his status. Usually, Von travels with 3 to 4 security, a bulletproof truck, and his guys from Chicago. But on this night, he left Club Opium by himself with 1 driver and 1 other car, leaving that fleet of security behind. When Von got to the hookah spot, he waited for 30 minutes in the car, and his security finally got word of his new location change and immediately rushed over to get to him. The whole time, Quando Rondo just happened to be in the same parking lot at that same hookah spot, napping in his McLaren. I know coincidences can happen, but this one's pretty big. What are the chances that King Von randomly decided to change routes and go to a hookah spot where somebody that he doesn't like happens to be at? One of Von's friends spots Quando and goes back to tell Von, and on the CCTV camera we see Quando making his way over to this white SUV, scanning the area cautiously. Shortly after, you see Von leaping out of his own car, going looking for Quando. As soon as Von sees Quando, he starts throwing punches. Von is unarmed, but his crew is swarming Quando quickly. That's when Quando's bro Lil Tim hops out the white SUV, pulls a pistol out, and fires off 5 shots, hitting Von in the chest and thighs. Bullets also graze Von's manager, who is in the mix of it. All hell breaks loose. Von's bro Slutty, who was right next to Von when the brawl started, was the first person to return fire once Von gets shot, hitting Lil Tim in the leg once, but then his gun jams, so he can't finish the job. Now this actually saves Lil Tim's life. Him getting shot in the leg drops him to the ground, making him a non-threat to the undercover police who were creeping around back in the adjacent parking lot. With Lil Tim on the ground and Slutty standing over him with a jammed up Glock, Slutty turns and runs into the adjacent parking lot towards the undercovers, who start ringing off shots and hit both Slutty and another O-Block guy named Louis in the head, killing Slutty on the spot and leaving Louis in critical condition. This whole time, Quando is still tangled up with King Von, who's just been shot a bunch of times and has paralysis in the bottom half of his body. According to Von's manager, Quando is screaming, "Von shot, Von shot." And on camera, it looks like he leans in and holds close to Von, either trying to help him or take his chain. It's hard to say which. But eventually, Von's brother Muop runs over and knocks Quando in the head, separating him from Von, where they can now pick him up and escape in the getaway vehicle. Unfortunately, even though the hospital was just 10 minutes away, doctors could not save his life. And now, we're left in the aftermath.
Yes, sir, man. Recipe King Von, man.
You're talking about 2 clicks with huge influence, money, and power. The very next day, we saw 600 Breezy hitting the freeway at 150 miles an hour, leaving Chicago to go to Baton Rouge as a declaration of war with NBA YoungBoy's crew 4KT.
Yo, 600 Breezy need to go back to the gym, nigga. Shut up.
Breezy is also openly talking about revenge on socials, leaving kissy emojis underneath Von's killer's IG page. Several days after everything happened, Von's childhood bro, Mimo600, went to Savannah, Georgia Georgia to film a music video in Quando Rondo's neighborhood. I think he filmed it in the housing complex close by. Regardless, point is, nobody's squashing nothing. And while Mimo was out there in Quando's neighborhood, this girl DMs him saying they should link up while he's there. After doing some research on the girl, Mimo finds her in a Quando Rondo music video just last year. It was a setup, a backdoor attempt in Quando's home city. And you've heard that theory, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. That's playing out in real time. But it's not just the industry that's affected by Von's death. We can look at the city of Chicago too. This has been the most violent year in Chicago since 2016. And just like when FBG Duck died, one side was laughing. Well, now it's the other side's turn. As these memes of Von Pax are being shared got his research down to the songs being made, and people close to Duck just showing Von no signs of sympathy.
R.I.P King fucking Von.
That's pretty much it for this video. Rest in peace to Von. Let me know what you guys